Keely O'Brien here, and I wanted to share with you my collection of seasonal patterns and papers books. They're for cutout and collage purposes, and there's 100 designs in every book. So they're back to back, and I'm going to do a quick flip through of this, not quite that quick, a proper one, spring patterns and papers for you, as it is now January and we're just starting to get the spring ideas. We're all getting a bit tired of winter. Hopefully soon the flowers will start popping through, like the snowdrops and stuff in my garden. But anyway, I wanted to share this collection with you. You might not be aware that I actually have done one for each season, so the colours kind of go with the seasonal vibe. There's some, I can see I've cut some of this one out already. That's the autumn patterns and papers, and the winter one, which is fantastic if you're looking for winter backgrounds but not necessarily Christmas. So anyway, let's put those to one side. I wanted to focus on this particular book today, Spring Patterns and Papers. So I really loved the colours for this book, and I just really enjoyed putting together all these gorgeous, pretty, fresh patterns for you. And I usually write a little thingy in the front, and here we have a beautiful spring-like lady with these beautiful, look, we've got hyacinths and just pretty vases and things. So you don't have to use the entire page. You might go, yes, but Keely, I want this bit, but I also want this bit. Well, guess what, friends? You can slice a little bit off, use some of this side, and then you've still got plenty left on the other side. So in fact, even though they're back to back, you have got 100 designs to play with here. And they're all these gorgeous pastels and lots of florals, because if you know my books, you'll know I absolutely love and adore anything that's pretty and floral or has got butterflies, flowers, anything like that is just always going to make your paper craft projects look gorgeous. So some of them have got smaller, more detailed patterns, as you can see. I'm not going to keep lifting the book because I know it can make you feel a little bit queasy if I keep waving the book around. Some of them are a bit more subtle, so you could mix and match that pattern, for example, with something like this. You could make a masterboard with these. In fact, heads up, I'm about to make a masterboard with my Valentine's ephemera book, and I'm looking through this book actually with an eye to choosing some backgrounds that are not going to detract too much from the gorgeous Valentine's ephemera that I'm going to use from this book. That one, I'm going to use the ephemera from that, but some of the papers from this book as well, because I think they go together wonderfully well. And look at those pretty spring candy stripe colours there. I just love it. Little lily of the valley flowers, so pretty, and quite a dark pattern there. So don't know what you would use that for actually, but I'm sure you could think of something. And we've got some beautiful daisies getting into a more sort of summery, late spring, early summer vibe. We've got daffodils, obviously, for spring. Now, before I lived in London, when I lived in the countryside, I used to live very near a bluebell wood, and I had to include bluebells in here because it's just such a happy memory, really, being able to walk to the bluebell woods from my front door. So sorry about that. I had to pop out and do something quickly out front, bringing in the shopping. Yeah, my partner, he does the shopping. He's such a star, but he always wants me to run out to the car. That's what the ping was. I was being summoned. Anyway, I can't grumble really. Right, so where was I? Okay, I was back in the countryside, living in a village near a bluebell wood. loving the bluebells, sort of May time, end of April, May usually. And they didn't last for long, but oh dear, it was like a magical heaven, that wood that I lived near. And I do miss it now I'm in London, even though I have got Kew Gardens just up the road. So there's obviously going to be some bluebells in my book because I love them so much. And we've got some very pretty hydrangeas here. If you're a hydrangea lover, definitely keep your ear to the ground on my channel, because I've got a lovely surprise for you coming up very soon, and the hydrangeas do feature. So back to the spring colours, and I've really gone for these soft pastel colours, which will just look so pretty in your junk journals or backgrounds for postcards, and yeah, anything floral basically where you want those pastel colours. And these camellias, I think they're called, I hope so, because anyway, yeah, and some very pretty little spring bunches of tulips and daffodils there with little pretty pots. And again, these would be fantastic for art journaling. You could have a little, just cut a sliver and have it as the edge of the page, maybe a bit like some broad washi tape, or you could even cut these out individually and use them in like artist trading cards, that type of thing. Or if you've got somebody with their birthday in spring, you could use these as like the foundation, a background for birthday, spring birthday, Christmas, spring, oh dear, spring birthday cards. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. So we've got lots and lots of pastel pink and blue here. Very pretty little scene there with snow-topped mountains and blossom coming out on the trees. Look, it's going to be a little while until the blossom appears here in London, but there's plenty where I live in a particularly leafy part of London. So we've got more modern design here, very pretty with all the little hearts and flowers, and some gorgeous candy stripes there with turquoise and pink colours. Beautiful spring meadow designs here, which would just make such pretty backgrounds for like a masterboard. I'm thinking I might use some of these for my Valentine's Day masterboard that I'm about to start working on for you and for me. It's so much fun. I just can't stop once I get started, especially with a masterboard. Yeah, so, oh gosh, and I've got an altered book I started absolutely ages ago that I still need to finish working on. Some of these might go really well in that as well. So we've got some slightly sort of Japanese cherry blossom looking blossoms here. Gorgeous rich tulips there. That would make such a nice little like book cover, or like a frontispiece, the pages inside books where they've got those lovely bright papers in the interior. And some more very soft minty pastel floral patterns there for you. And another pretty meadow with little water droplets and soft colours. So lovely. And I really did go for it with the candy stripes. And we've got some geometrical patterns here. Now I know that Nicole on Relaxed Cut Glue loves her more modern geographical oh lordy, geometric, thank you, geometric patterns. So I've included some of those, and I think she did use some of these last year when she made some spring projects using this book. So yeah, hot air balloons in the clouds, little blue tits and blossom branches. And some of the patterns are a bit closer up so that you've got bigger pictures going on there. Some more Japanese cherry blossom, and I just love these so much. I have included some a bit like this in the Valentine's book. which I've just done a flip through of, but if you look at the back, you'll see some similar looking Valentine's papers there. Don't think they're the same. I think I created new ones for this book, or for that book, because I made this one first. But just look at these. Oh, they're so retro and pretty. I love gingham, as you know if you've seen my other books. And sort of tulip inspired patterns, polka dots and cupcakes, and there's just so much choice in here. And not poppies, pansies. Really, really pretty colours. I love pansies. I used to do hanging baskets with pansies in a long time ago. Don't have any now. Perhaps that's something I need to do this year. So we've got some pretty birds and lovely, lovely. Oh, come on, what are these ones called again? I said it earlier. They're not hydrangeas. They're hyacinths. Hyacinths in pretty pots and vases. And oh, what are those? Sweet peas. Love sweet peas. They smell absolutely phenomenal. Look at this gorgeous tulip pattern. It's so vibrant, and the colours have just come out really, really well in this book. And I love looking back over it because it was a while ago. Some nice soft wispy patterns there if you want something that's not going to dominate your work too much. And some quite sort of children-y style. I don't know how else to describe these, but they've got rainbows and clouds. Little more sort of kawaii type of style design there. And some beautiful, oh, I'm going to have to use this one, beautiful spring colours there on those more modern geometrical, oh, I keep saying geographical. I am so sorry, it's because I used to be a primary school teacher. Yeah, and what you maybe don't know about me is that I absolutely adore water lilies. I think I might have mentioned that in one of my earlier videos when I went to Kew Gardens in the water lily house, right back in the summer last year when I was creating my postcards for July Postcard Play. Anyway, I love, love, love water lilies, and so had to include some of those. Look at these, it's like night time and there's little floating candles bobbing about in the water in that pattern, and such lovely fresh bubbles and pretty leaves and petals. I just love it. Anyway, some softer greens and some gorgeous umbrellas. I just love the sort of drizzliness, but the bright sort of resilient colours of a rainy day there. Oh, I'm getting carried away. And these are rather sweet. They're a bit more parasol-like, but very pretty colours. And there's some sort of fabric, almost textured patterns there with stitches, and very, very spring-like. And forsythia. My mum has a great big forsythia bush running down the side of her driveway, and it's this amazing bright gold colour, just bursts into flower once a year. It looks amazing, but it all needs cutting back on a regular basis, so you win some and you lose some. It's usually me that goes and hacks at it with the old hedge trimmer. Anyway, so yeah, yellows, and look, little birds' eggs in nests. How cute are those? And some beautiful fluffy white clouds. That would be quite useful as a background for a collage perhaps. And we've got hot air balloons up in the clouds in those pretty pastel colours. These are all repeating patterns, by the way, as you can probably tell. And we've got a lovely welly and umbrella themed paper pattern going on there. And some love hearts. I didn't go crazy with the Valentine's stuff in this spring book because it's not a Valentine's book, but there are a few, as you can see. How stunning is this? Just look at those reds and oranges and pinks all blending together to make those absolutely stonking little floral arrangements there. I just love that so much. And more snowdrops, sort of snowdrops. I normally have loads of snowdrops in my garden, and I've not actually been out and had a look to see if there are any this year. I need to do a bit of cutting back and weeding out. I think maybe they've got a bit swallowed up by the other plants, so I might need to do a bit of gardening out there. Anyway, I digress as ever. More pretty floral meadows with gorgeous little butterflies flitting about, and lovely, lovely repeating patterns there. And some more forsythia and some more soft umbrellas, and that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed that book. As it says on the back, this book is full of beautiful background papers for collage, card making, junk journals, scrapbooks and artist trading cards. And once again, there are 100 designs back to back on 50 pages. So if you want to pop that one in your Amazon cart, please do. I'll put the link down below for you. And it pairs incredibly well with some of my other books. So I already showed the Valentine's book, and lots of those floral patterns would work wonderfully with the images in there. I've also brought out an Easter ephemera book with lots of pretty bunnies and eggs and baskets, and again it's those gorgeous spring-like colours, so those would go very well. If you're a butterfly fan, these are, as far as I could manage, all actual vintage illustrations. You might have seen some of these before. I've certainly used this book a lot so far. And of course I've got my vintage flowers to cut out and collage, which again, same idea. These are actual illustrations by very talented people from yesteryear. And there's my collage that goes in there. So those would go wonderfully well if you made, for example, a masterboard using these patterns and papers. Right, I'm going to finish there. Please like and subscribe to this video, and I'd love to hear what you've used this book for, or what you could foresee using it for, down in the comments. So let me know. That would be great. Anyway, have a wonderful time this spring, collaging and junk journaling, and just have fun with your paper crafts. And I'll be crafting with this book very soon, so stay tuned. Anyway, take care guys. Lots of love. Bye for now.